Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Ball with me, Colly. This week I'm joined by Conor. Conor, what's the crack?
How's things, pal? Larry?
All good, all good. We have a good show coming up today. We'll be just getting straight in. No, we won't prick about. We've got a man that's had more clubs than Tiger Woods, which is the
I can't believe he took it out of his own, mate.
I had to take it. He's a current Treaty United player, and he is Joe Gorman. Joe, what's the crack? I had to use this.
Things, lads. It's all right.
I had to use that.
Yes, there's a knife in the back.
Get them in early, Get them in early. Yeah. So, Joe, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. So, we're looking forward to chatting to you. So, what we usually do at the start of every podcast is we go into a little section called the question section, where followers from Instagram have sent in questions. So, we're gonna be boring and we're gonna stick with that. So, I'm gonna take us into the question section. Now I could see the look on your face when I brought that up, and every guest does it. They love the graphics, they love them.
What have I got myself into here, by the way?
It's only the start of it, pal.
Right, so we'll jump onto the first one. I'll go with this one here. So, Alfie C10, would you ever come back to Galway United? It would be great to see you back. I know that's a tough question after literally just signing for someone else.
Somewhere else.
Down the road.
He's trying to stitch it up, So, what do you think? I suppose you could take it further than Galway. Would you be any of your previous clubs that you kind of really enjoyed playing for? Would you ever see yourself back there, or do you want to kind of stick out now with Treaty for a good while?
No, well, obviously I've signed with Treaty now, but and it's gonna be a good season for me. But Galway was good, enjoyed it. It was full time down there. I had one of the lads who I knew. I brought him with me, Luke. It was a good group of lads. It's a nice city, bit of a party city, but
that's the attraction.
I didn't see any of that,
Yeah.
But no, look, listen, football's a strange game, as you can well tell. But you never know. But yeah, I enjoyed my time at Galway.
Right. Well,
you never know.
Leave the door open. Leave the door open to that one. Conor, do you want to jump on to the next one?
Yeah. So Padman21 has written in an ask, if you could play with any player again from any of your previous clubs, who would it be?
Ooh.
I know
you're gonna get stick because whoever is watching this that played with you before,
I know Conor Kearns is sitting there saying, "Why aren't you playing with me again?" So don't mind him.
That's a good one, to be fair. I had a good relationship with him as a youth player, but we always had that kind of connection. Adam Evans.
All right, okay.
Inverness, right?
Yeah.
Fella was lightning quick, right? And Inverness was quite a big pitch. And we actually started playing together at St. Paul's at under 10s, 11s and 12s, right? And then we broke away and then we came back. Probably tell you further down the line in the podcast, but every time I got the ball out of my feet, played it down the channel, nobody could catch him. So it was kind of a good relationship we had with each other. And I'd probably pick Adam, yeah.
Nice one. Right, on to the next one. We have Rossi43. Where did you enjoy playing football the most? We're going to say excluding Treaty because that's that's going to be the most enjoyable one you're going to experience. So before there, where was the most enjoyable time you had?
I'd say Cliftonville.
Cliftonville, really, yeah.
I loved Cliftonville. It was it's probably the most enjoyable I've ever had in my career.
Yeah.
Obviously qualifying for Europe up there, the lad. It's probably the closest I'll probably get to playing the Celtic. They sing all the Celtic songs, and they're great fans, great people up there, and it's a real community club. And I had some good times up there. I loved it, and I still have good connection with all of them up there, and I wouldn't be afraid to go up and see a game.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So you're up in Cliftonville. Say, Joe, do you live up there full time? What's the living situation look like? Do you travel up and down? What's going on?
So the schedule was Tuesday, Thursday, play Saturday. Then the new manager came in, Paddy McLaughlin, who's from Derry, and he brought in, because some of his team's starting from being part-time to move up to full-time. So they were adding more days in. So if you don't keep up with them, you get left behind. And I agree with him, but I was traveling up on a Monday, coming back home, Tuesday, Thursday, going back up on a Saturday. And there's more miles on my car than Katie Price, So it was terrible. But it was for a good cause, and I got to the point where it was a lot. It was hard on me, you know. I was getting home at 11 o'clock at night, and sure, I was the only person from Dublin. Like, I think there's 2 or 3 lads from Dublin there now, so they can car skill, you know. So it's easier on the cost, you know. I was due to get expenses off them, but I didn't really get it off them in the end. You know, the manager parted ways. That was just an agreement, but yeah, look, it is.
Is that a big thing, kind of, on deciding whether you stay up there, like getting them expenses? Like, is that a massive thing? If you don't get them, you're 100% not going to live up there. But then the traveling kind of becomes a lot more difficult as well, and it nearly comes out of your pocket then. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like, and don't forget the old toll bridge is taking out cut as well. You know,
right? Yeah,
they're
absolutely
terrible. But look, you have to be kind of, especially when in my situation, you have to be very careful where you live up in Belfast. You know.
Yeah.
So, but look, I've had friends like the Donnellys are good friends of mine up there. I've made some good friends up there, and they've helped me out when I needed times to be helped out instead of like staying a night with them, you know, instead of coming back home. I'll always appreciate them for doing it. And but like it does take its toll on you, you know. Definitely. And then some, like, I wasn't working at the time. You might have lads who have to come home, go to work, and then get up to Belfast. People don't think of that, you know.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah,
but it is. It's see the fans up there. It's incredible. They're probably the best fans in Ireland, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll clip that and we'll stick it up. We'll stick it up onto their page.
The Limerick fans,
we'll tag them and all, and we get you another contract now. Further down the line, obviously, like, you know,
when you retire.
Yeah. Conor, do you want to move on to the very last one? This is one. Actually, sorry, I seen just a comment coming in there just from Alfie Conley. Thank you for answering my question, lads.
Really a mad thing. He's from Ball, like.
Sorry, Jesus, fucking hell, like, you know what I mean? Right, so Conor, on to the last question, which is the one that we ask everyone on the podcast.
Yeah. So, Joe, the gap's on fire. You have to run and grab 2 things from your career. What would it be?
Jeez, that's a tough one.
Oh, I love it. I love that everyone says that.
You don't expect that question.
Medals that matter to you, medals that may not.
You have no medals.
You have something from growing up somewhere.
Probably mini leagues medals.
The mini leagues.
When you were a cup or something.
Well, look, it doesn't maybe like even a significant jersey or something at a certain time or something like that.
Whatever. Yeah.
I take me Cliftonville jersey. That's one. Yeah. I know. Sorry, my Ireland jersey. There. It's actually the only one that I have hung up.
Is it framed? Or is it just?
It is. If I show you, but like I look like I'm living in a box.
No, we won't put you through that. We'll believe it. We'll use our imagination there on that one. Right. So that's it. That's good. Well answered. Look, there is another thing we do have to attend to, and it is a giveaway that we're running on the Instagram page with Joe of Ireland. So. We'll make it really quick. We'll spin a wheel. It's been spinning in the background of me laptop there for the last hour, maybe.
That's definitely in the page popping up and
down. Clicking that now. I have to make sure to exit that string pretty quick. So look, I'm just going to make it really, really simple. I'm just literally going to click this once. It's going to spin around. It's going to pick one winner, and that'll be the winner of the Juve set. Dave from Joe of Ireland. Everyone make sure he's go and follow the Joe lads because they're actually bang on. What is included in the little giveaway is 1 second and I'll tell you. It's a
couple of muscle balms, a thing of hydration tablets, and then also I've been looking to get my hands on. So Dave, if you're watching, you know where to send it. The muscle spray as well. Yeah,
that's not McGregor's muscle spray, is it?
No,
this stuff will keep you alive. Yeah, his legs will still move afterwards.
Right, so look, I'm just going to click this and then we'll have our winner. So best of luck to everyone that entered, and thanks for entering as well.
Jeez,
there you go. That was a quick spin.
Joe, there you go, Joe.
Joseph MB.
That's not me. Just letting you know.
Just letting everyone know that is not Joe. Right, so look, that's that done. Joe, if you are watching this, make sure you DM me. I will sort it all out for you. So. I'll actually contact you as well, so don't even bother. There's no point. Right, there's a few comments coming in here. I'll just get on the screen. I haven't read these, so there could be out in here. Just joined by, but my question was, who was your idol growing up?
Well, it'd have to be probably Henrik, wouldn't it? Henrik Larsson.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Is there anyone from? I know obviously you're the defender. Though, would it be any defenders that you would kind of be looking at?
I love John Stones.
He's a baller, isn't he?
He used to get a lot of stick, you know, and like look at him now, like cruising that they won that league ages ago, and sure they got in trouble last night for going out.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly, yeah.
So look, he's an unbelievable player. I think he's one of the best in the world, and he's going to get better as well. Bro, I was going to give me all that Midara a shout.
Oh,
he's up in bed now. Yeah, I was going to give him a shout.
But he's not listening, so fuck him then. You don't have to. You know?
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, it's not that type of part. You know, he probably won't ever watch it.
Annoys me.
Right. We'll jump back on. There's a few comments in there, but we'll scale through them there in a few minutes. So look, I presume you get asked a lot of the same questions. So one thing that I know is obviously you play for Cherry Orchard at a younger age. So I want to kind of go a bit before that as well. So yeah, I played for him as well. Conor knew it was coming. Yeah, I played for him as well. Get over it.
Best skill boy team in the world.
Oh, quality. What the lawns on a Sunday morning was like
the only place you could burn a car out.
Oh, it was class. It was unreal.
Don't forget the needles on the pitch as well.
Yeah, they're essential. They're essential there. So look, before that, first of all, where did you actually grow up, and like what was your football, and how did you get into football at the start?
Well, my dad used to play football. He played over in England for a bit. He was a goalkeeper. So kind of bred it into that way, you know. Yeah. I started off at St. Paul's Artane. Yeah. Started schoolboy there. We had a decent little team, you know, went over these, you know, Manchester Cups and all that as at the Easter tournaments and all that. That was quite good, getting the experience in, you know. Yeah. I remember one time I went over there as a kid, and Richard Dunn, I knew the boy Paddy McCarty. He's with Palace in the 23s and the 18s now, coaching. He had a great career. And he brought Richard Dunn and Sean Ray Phillips along to meet us, and that we were like, these superstars, like, you know. Yeah. So yeah, St. Paul's is where I started off as a kid, you know, and then look, it was class. Like, I enjoyed it down there, but I think it was a time that I moved on to maybe just when Cherry Orchard started scouting in for me. Yeah. But I turned it down at the first chance I got. It's because my mum was having twins.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I know, and the traveling wasn't obviously going to work out with the newborns, you know.
Yeah. So where were you living at the time? Was it a far travel to? Oh, right, okay, right.
Edinburgh.
So it's decent enough, yeah. Decent
nice Edinburgh, you know.
Yeah.
Both car here.
Not selling it.
Yeah.
So I was living in Edinburgh, and it was it is what it is.
So then after that, kind of obviously you ended up signing for Cherry Orchard. Was that was the usual kind of Tuesday, Thursday training, and then obviously your match on Saturday, Sunday? Then was it?
Yeah, I don't know if we started off on Saturday or something. Can't remember. But Ray O'Toole was my manager.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and his son Jonathan O'Toole.
Yeah.
Ray O'Toole's like the godfather of football to me, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so I started there. Didn't know what I was getting myself into, you know, because they were a league above us, you know. They were the team at the time, you know.
Yeah.
And first chance I got, I played. I thought it was Mr. Big Bollocks. Give me that penalty now.
Yeah.
Over the bar.
Absolutely skyed.
And you know how bad the lawns change rooms were.
Awful.
Like, oh my god, like burn patches everywhere. I ballooned over the bar. Like, and I'm like, this is not the start you want. So, but no, look, there was some good times. I think I was 6 years there, I think, you know.
Yeah, good little spell there. So obviously, like, fucking scouts come knocking. You moved over to Crewe, was it, starting off?
Yeah.
No,
I actually
what I wanted to ask you first before we go on to that is, did you actually play in the Milk Cup with Cherry Orchard?
No, so I there was two boys that got to play in the Milk Cup. I'm sure they did. Brandon Mealy and Jamie Smith.
Right, okay.
You're my age then.
What?
27.
You're my age then.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
94 you would have played. Yeah, so I would have been on the Temple Oak team that everyone kept hopping off of.
Bottom of the league team.
Oh, was that you and goal, was it?
Yeah. Just got about 8.
So yeah, so I had
7 we played the Arch, actually. I'm not lying.
The last game for Cherry, like, we won everything, doubles every year. And then before, my dad was actually involved with the coaching staff as well, like, you know. He's the goalkeeping coach for them. Yeah. And he had Danny Rogers and that. He was even looking on the youth setup as well, like, you know, younger age. So the last game, the only thing I never won was the All-Ireland. And we got beaten in the final. We were in the semi-final against Belvedere now. Belvedere probably the strongest team I've actually ever played, and even today they had Darrell Lenihan, Pierce Sweeney, who would have been Adam Evans would have been there. There was good players, like, you know, and I broke my ankle the last game for Iraq because I was going over the Crew to sign, and I broke my ankle, and like this thing was a balloon. Like, remember the old duct tape they used to get from the shop for €1?
Yeah.
You know, take about a year to get off the socks. So yeah, and look, I broke my ankle, and then Crew said, "Don't worry about it. We'll get you proper treatment." And I headed over the Crew after that.
The thing with Crew, I remember I actually played against Crew as an under 14.
Right.
But even at that, you could see the difference in level. Like, even at that age, like playing against a team from England, obviously a professional outfit. Did you notice a massive difference from going from Cherry Orchard over to there, or did you kind of feel like, no, I'm up to this standard, like I can play here? Like,
well, I kind of had a feeling of it because we played in the Galway Cup with Cherry Orchard, and we played Sunderland were there, Celtic were there, who else? Ipswich are there. You know, the Galway Cup was that. Like, I think Pickford played, Mings played. You know, so that was good. Like, and like you could see these boys were just like fitness wise different level altogether.
Yeah,
you know. So, but like when I was going on trials, like I went over to Stoke, Leicester, Aberdeen. Now I wasn't the best of players when I was like a young lad. I was a Gary Neville of a left back.
Yeah.
You know, I was terrible. I started off actually with Cherry Orchard in the midfield, then went to left wing, and you just know it's going downhill from there.
Yeah, you start moving out in the middle.
No one grows up wanting to be a fullback, did they?
I just couldn't believe it. And so went left back, and then I played one game centre back. We beat St. Joseph's boys, and I've stayed centre back ever since. I can't play left back anymore. I haven't got the fitness for it. You know?
Yeah, I've been centre half as well. Like, and I think it's so much easier just covering it. I couldn't be running after fucking tricky little wingers like that. Like, fuck that.
So, first time I went over the Crew, like I was like, Jesus, I can't believe I have a trial, like, you know, because Brandon Mealy and James Fitz signed for Newcastle, and they were going on all these trials, and the Scud Buckets were just left the train in the lawn on the Sunday where they were living the high life, you know.
Yeah.
So look, I got a chance to go over to all these clubs, and I actually got a contract for all of them, like, you know. But I decided with Crew because it was I was told by so many people that they train the proper way, like 9 to 5 job. Like, remember the first time I turned up for a game and I was playing against Andy Colson, the Fante Colt, who's playing the Football League now, right?
Yeah.
And I had these big Umbro shin guys. Now I mean probably about that big.
Up to the knees, like.
And the Umbro Specialis. Now England are known not to tackle. They like to play the nice fancy football. But like, I knew I wasn't getting there, and I didn't want him to rinse me, you know. So I had to take him out. And Dario Gradi pulled me to the side at the end of the game and said, "You ever do that again, you'll never sign for this club again." But in the meantime, during the game, like as that happened, Andy Colson's lying on the floor saying, "Oh, my leg." He runs on the pitch. How is that not a red card? You're like, because he's Andy Cole, he thinks he's the main man.
Whatever he wants, yeah.
And everyone, like, they weren't going to say anything to him, you know.
Yeah.
He's well loved in football, but yeah, look, I ended up signing for Crew in the end.
That's brilliant. Like, fuck off, like running onto the fucking pitch as for a red card. Like, fuck off, like, Jesus Christ.
But before you hit him, did you know this is Andy?
I knew
this is Andy Cole's son that I'm hitting, and I know he's on the sideline.
I have a ton of bricks on me back now, but back then, like, I was like, geez, I might get there. Absolutely not. Clean them out. See you later.
Has to be done. Sometimes as a defender, you just have to make that decision. It's a split-second decision.
And you can't tackle anymore in football, you know yourself.
You can't. Conor, I'll let you jump in there.
Yeah, I'm always interested in, I know Colly's mentioned about like playing against clubs over in England, but I suppose none of us know about that actual transition of moving from somewhere like Cherry Orchard to actually going over there, living over there, breeding football day in, day out. Like, I don't know if you can, obviously you're past that age now, Joe, but what did that day look like? Like, say day one when you went over to Crew, you still in school, are you getting up training in the morning, then going to school and then training afterwards? Like, what does that look like?
You're right.
I left school when I was fourth year. Fourth year. We just finished my junior cert. Probably a part of me, if I had the chance to rewind, I'd probably try finish me leaving cert, you know. I'd probably advise any kids if they hopefully had a chance to go ahead, finish the leaving cert, you know. But there was a big, like, I remember I went over, they paid for my family to come over with me, like in like these big clubs, they can kind of take the gamble on maybe signing a player like maybe 2 or 3 from Ireland, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe with Crew, they had a small kind of budget, you know. They're all local boys from Manchester, Liverpool, you know, that kind of scenario. And remember, like, they put me in these digs. Now, like, it made me the person I am today. Like, and it was tough for me, you know, like the digs. I mean, your one would turn the Wi-Fi off at 11 o'clock. I was getting pizzas that were cardboard. No, I'm not exaggerating here. I was living with a boy who, his name was Liam Nolan, a Liverpool boy, but he'd only stay with me Monday to Thursday. So I was left like Friday, Saturday, Sunday by myself, you know, and I couldn't do it. And I was only 16 at the time. And she, like, the time she would piss off out because she was a single person, like, you know, and she would go and do what she'd have to do.
Yeah, go and get the job done.
You know, I had headphones on. So yeah, look, and look, it is hard. Like, there's times, like, I remember it stands out for me. We played Wolverhampton. Like, I didn't play. Like, usually in a scholarship, I got offered like 2-year scholarship, 1-year pro at different clubs. But in Crew, I took the chance and just took the 2-year scholarship. So I remember we played Wolverhampton Wanderers away, and I didn't play, but you can play a few games in like the under 16s. And I remember just breaking down crying on the way home. Said, "Look, this is not for me. I have to go." Like, look, it wasn't for me. Granddad, my family support that. They told me, "Just stick at it." And okay, after 6 months, because what is the second year, the scholars are getting their decisions: are they going to get kept on, or, you know? So that's how it works over there. So I started playing kind of the back end, the last 6 months of the first year. And I wasn't like, I kicked on there, but the fitness level is ridiculous, you know. There was a thing at Crew that you weren't allowed to run with Dario Gradi there. So sometimes you'd have to hide, like run in the indoor dome, without him seeing it, because he's all about football technique.
That's fucking mental, isn't it?
Man.
Give me a manager like that any day.
I was praying for one like that, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But so does it come down to obviously the home aspect? Like, how long did you have in your woman's gaff who was fucking miserable? Did you have a lot of time to yourself there, like thinking about just filling your time, like? So
the usual schedule, like, and there was 9 to 5, that's where we were, like, they'd even keep us in the change room, because it wasn't like slavery around. I wouldn't say that. I got to be careful what I say here. But they made you earn, like, you look back now, I remember, well, if I'm sitting in a change room, why not just go lift more weights or go kick a ball with a bad foot, you know? And that's the type of that they were like. I remember we had to kick a ball, like a volley, off on the builders' counts. So the ball was actually on there. So the technique of getting your knee over the ball. Stuff like that, they were into that. We used to watch videos of Dortmund, Juventus, and when they went on them runs, like hours, like you put in the graph, like, and like a training was like 9 to 5. Mondays were 9 to 5. I think Tuesdays were 9 to 2. Because we had college Tuesdays and Fridays. And then we played a game on a Saturday, 11 o'clock, and then we'd have to go watch the first team after that. That was kind of our like weekly schedule. And then even with living in your one's house, that kind of fizzled out. I went to the club and said, "Look, listen, the food I'm getting shy." They started paying for me to go to like a pub, like over there, like a Toby Carvery, like and they were nice. I was living up. They were happy days. And then they said, "Look, would anyone come over and help you out?" So my granddad came over in the second year. The club gave me a house, and they were using that as a digs, you know. So they paid for it, and my grandfather was there. I'll tell you a lot down the line, but he passed away. And look, it was when he was coming over, it was unreal. Like, I felt so much more at home. Like, even the family, you know, could come over. So it was good. Like. And then
it is a common thing though, isn't it? We like everyone we talk to, it's always like it's always that thing when you get sent over, you're kind of left here around the voices, and you've like, people forget, right? You're playing football 9 to 5, but the rest you've got another 5-6 hours put in at night time. You've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day you're not playing, you've obviously got time to fill in as well. So,
like, all the lads would go home to their families, and I was just left there. Like I remember my ma going away back to the airport on the train from Crew, because it's the middle station, like, and she waved me, and I never broke down. I was just like, oh, wow, like, I'm here by myself now. She didn't pay for me taxi to get back to the house. She made me walk. We're joking. She waved me like that. Deep down, she was like that. So like, and look, the second year was so much more better. Like I enjoyed that. Like I was made captain in the second year.
Yeah.
It was, and we so the second year was a bit under pressure. Like I played a lot of games. Like when I came home, I didn't fuck about and like go partying around like that. I was in the gym every day. I need to get fitter, stronger. And I came back a different animal altogether.
Yeah, it's good.
Just before you move on to like coming back, Colly, I asked this to Gav last week as well. Did you go on boot cleaning duty when you were at the academy at Crewe? And whose boot did you clean, and how much did they pay you? If they didn't,
we didn't have to clean boots then.
Okay. Got away with that lightly, didn't you?
But we had to do like bibs and cones and balls. But like I'd clean like my own boots because at Cherry Orchard there was a thing, and this is what stands you in good stead. You had to clean your boots, a towel, nutrigrain bar, and all that.
The fine. It was a fine, wasn't it? Like fucking used to always get it as well.
You had to do it, so it stand me in good stead. Now if I need the pro, like the senior pros, like if I wanted their boots clean, I wouldn't mind cleaning them because I remember the first training session I had with the first team was actually when I was in my first year scholar. And there was a fella who they always said was like me dad, like a ginger fella, you know, a bit like me, he was a scouser. And they had a game, like I was in shape, doing shape, like on the Friday.
Yeah.
And there was a corner. And I didn't mean to do them, I just wanted to impress, you know. Like at a young age, and I was like, oh, you're training with the first team. Yeah. And I injured him the day before a game. I was like, it wasn't a place. Huh?
You couldn't write that, like, do you know what I mean? What are the odds of that? Like, do you know what I mean? It's very unlikely to happen. Like, do you know what I mean?
Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah. I still speak to him today, like, and he's a decent, he was a nice lad, but he just took it on the like as a bit of crack, but he probably lost his appearance fee.
That's mental. Like, what is it like training with the first team at that age? Like, I know it's like they're obviously fucking monsters. I remember being over and seeing. I think we were playing Sunderland or something like that. But I remember seeing the actual full-time players and the fucking size of them at the time. I was thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, like I'm tiny compared to all these. Like, and I think that was the time I knew I was like, I'm never doing that in football. Like I'm not built for it. Like
like you're nervous going up to them, like, you know, like training with them. So you run that extra further, like that extra yard, you know. And as soon as you get it, just get it away from me, just pass the ball quick.
Yeah.
You know. So like there was some big boys in that team, like, and sure, but we were Irish at the time. Like you have to be hard, you have to look hard, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was a t-shirt kind of guy, you know, and not anymore. Like I'm gloves, scarves,
the leggings,
so I just wanted to touch on. I suppose Conor was saying about like kind of you coming back over, but you went to Inverness. What was it like over in Inverness? How did you get on there? Like you had 2 years there, was it?
Well, I got released by Crewe, which I was heartbroken, but I took on the chin, like, because the two managers at the time were James Collins and Neil Critchley. Now Neil Critchley was, I don't know if you remember, like Liverpool were going away to them. Is it the World Cup of Clubs?
Yeah.
And the 23s had to play in against Aston Villa.
He took over.
Yeah, so he was the manager. I think he's the manager of Blackpool now, and we still keep in communication, like, you know.
Yeah.
But when I got released, the manager's son was actually playing in my position. So at the time it was Steve Davis. I'm not saying that's why I got released, but like I think I gave myself a good chance of staying there, you know, because I did play well. Like I gave myself credit for I did. Second year I played well, but I went on. Was on the phone to the agent at the time, and he said, "Look, you have Inverness, Sheffield United, or Sheffield Wednesday after you." And the only reason I went up to Inverness for the game, and the reason why I went up there was because there was 7 Irish boys there at the time, and Adam Evans, who I knew since I was a kid, was up there.
Yeah,
you know. So as soon as I went up there, like I regret making that decision now. I wish I signed for like Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, because look, as you see, like you see players go down the pecking order. And then they might go up to Scotland, up to the Premiership in Scotland, and then move down, you know. But it's tough like that. But I went up to Inverness,
And so, obviously, you went to Maidenhead, but that was just a brief spell, was it? Was that just a loan kind of period then after that?
It was my uncle actually was a chairman of the club.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So jobs for the boys.
He's coming on. He's coming on the podcast next week.
Not there anymore. He's 20 points age, 40 fags.
So look, obviously, you spent a lot of time. You went to Airdronians then. So like, you made a good few appearances for them. So did you kind of settled in and you found your feet a bit more there, or what happened there? Like,
well, I was starting to become like a bit of a man, like, you know. And,
yeah.
I moved over there and they offered me a 2-year contract. I remember I was at Drogheda and everyone always says I got fucked out of Drogheda. I knew in advance I was getting offered like a 2-year contract, full-time football. You know, at Drogheda was, and I enjoyed it, but it was probably the lowest I've ever been in my football career, like confidence-wise. But I got a chance to sign for Airdrie and back in Scotland, and I said, why not? Who's going to turn down a 2-year contract, full-time football, like, you know?
Yeah.
What age are we talking here, Joe? What age are you when you signed with Airdrie?
21, I think. So you probably tell me now. You used to have on the laptop, is?
There's not much on you, to be honest. Don't even have a media page, right?
No, it just has kind of the list of.
It was 21, 22, probably. Yeah. You know, and yeah, look, they gave me a house. The house I was living in was Barry Ferguson's house. Ex-Rangers captain.
How did that one go down?
Like, and to be fair, like they were all right. The manager that signed me had a stroke at halftime in a game. I kid you not. This is what I mean. Like, I'm like the Voldemort of the football. Just like, it's terrible stuff just comes towards me, right? So I'm in the dressing room. Like, I haven't signed. I've done my trial game, and they said, "Yeah, we'll sign you. Come to the game on Saturday. You can have a look, see what it's like." So this fella's doing his team talk, and they're just going like that, shaking. Has a stroke. He's alive. Never to be seen again with the club. God bless him. Like, and the new manager came in, and like, I was sitting at home, like, is this contract going to happen for me?
Yeah,
you know. I'm like, in my heart, it's like, it's been a selfish bastard. Like,
you have to, though, don't you? Like,
you
have to. It's cutthroat. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? You need to look after yourself. Like, I know it's terrible, obviously, what happened, but you have to start worrying about yourself and where your future lies. Like, do you know what I mean? So, I think anybody, it's probably natural, and anyone that says they wouldn't be thinking like that is fucking a liar. Like,
yeah. So, like, Airdrie was good. Like, you know, there's some stories there that. Scary stories. Like, I remember.
Well, this is what we're here for. Let us hear them.
I think there's my man coming in the door right now, and like, so my man, like, I didn't have a car at the time, so my man gave me my whole car.
Yeah,
and this thing was a Ford Seaman.
This is why you don't want to hear.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn down the volume here for a minute, right? She's actually right outside the door. No, but
Mr. Gorman, could you please leave for a few minutes?
Yeah. So there was a good bond there. There was a boy who came in, the manager, Kevin McBride, used to play for Celtic. Motherwell, he was a well-experienced pro, like, and the goalkeeping coach is Andy Gorman.
Yeah,
he used to play for Rangers. Now, geez, the stories he played with Gaza and all them, like, the stories he's told me was scary. The fish one, obviously, that's in the car, classic. And but yeah, so we went on our first like team bonding session, golfing trip. So it was scary. Like, there was like 25 lads there drinking cans non-stop. So I didn't think of it. Like, I drove to the golf course. Now, this was 45 minutes away from where I was living. And I'm like, right, what am I going to do getting back? Because I was just buzzed about getting out to see the lads, like meeting new people and all that.
Yeah.
So I was like, right. There's no guards watching this, is there?
No, all of this is based on a fiction story. It's not true.
Yeah, it's not
happening in Ireland.
It's not real life events.
We've heard Joe to act out a scene here. Yeah. So action.
So I fitted 12 people in the car on the way home with about 6 golf bags.
What car are we talking here?
Point in this hand just on the way home. I mean, the tunes are pumping, and the lads couldn't believe it. If I had videos, I was trying to look for the videos today, lads. Honestly, it was one of the funniest times I've ever had.
Well, if you get them videos, you send them over to us.
Like, it was boys doing like walking down the driveway, like the fairway, and boys are teeing off. Not even saying four, just driving the ball to hit someone. Never even to, like, just a good shot. Everyone was absolutely steaming drunk, doing donuts on the green, like
with the cards, like,
yeah, they didn't care. Like, like monkeys in the jungle. That's what they were, like, seriously. Crazy. And we done it twice. That's a scary thing.
Of course, we talking.
Kilsyth Golf Club.
Yeah, okay. Right.
I remember it well. Like, and sure, I brought all the lads back to my apartment, and night went on for ages. It was good laugh, like, you know. They still remember it today.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Conor, you have
Well, as much as you're laughing about it, right? I could imagine training on that Monday morning or the Tuesday morning or whatever afterwards. There was never a closer bond of fucking blokes.
See, it was scary because like we start training this Ravenscraig, which for the Commonwealth game in Scotland, they built all these new facilities, and we trained from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And usually football teams train about 10:30 to about 12:30, right? But this new manager was all about team bonding and all that. So we brought a table tennis, PlayStation all in. I kid you not, right? Lads, we're training at 3 o'clock. Lads would rock out at 3:01. I just had to finish the game of FIFA, you know, finish the table tennis. But the manager was the exact same, like.
Oh really? Yeah.
But he was so good at the old table tennis. Like lads would come in earlier, but like it was classic. But the best things were the Christmas deals, like.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's absolute carnage. Like it has to be like you're never going to get a calm night with that amount of lads going out on a piss up. Like it's never going to happen. Like
not at all. Sure, Andy Gorman was coming out with us and all, like, and geez, he can knock back a few points, man. Jeez, like this fella drinks 3 bottles of wine and he's not a problem.
Fuck's sake.
But we went to Dublin for our first night out.
Oh, nice.
Christmas do. So all the pressure's on me.
Yeah.
Like, and I never, like, this is no word of a lie, I never used to go out when I was a kid. I was so focused on football.
Yeah.
So like, where would everyone wanted to go? Zico, you know, everyone would have went there.
Yeah.
But everyone was known for the Sunday. The Sunday sesh was the day. Everyone dressed up stupidly, and they're in the pub. Like, I mean, like, I think I was a red pepper. So everyone would, like, there'd be 6 or 7 teams in the L Dub, and that's the meeting spot in Temple Bar. And I was there the other day, and like, not a peep. There was not a sinner in it. Not because of the prices, them prices are disgraceful anyway. But yeah, so there's 6 teams in it now. I kid you not. I don't know if I should mention the team.
Tell us what happened first, and then we'll say if you can mention the team or not.
There was boys that drunk that they were shitting in their hand and shaking people's hands. I kid you not, pissing in cups and telling people, neck this and we'll buy your drink for the night, and they didn't know. Because you'd have your football teams and they're in there all day. But then you'd have some normal people, civilized people who just, this place is lively, and Americans, tourists, you know, they didn't have a clue they're drinking piss. So it was comical, like, and was honestly the best times I've ever had, like, were in that public. Classic.
Yeah, that's classic. Look, I suppose there's
actually
one thing.
I have a better one for you.
Go on.
This actually tops a lot of it. There was 2 boys, young boys at the time, right? And you've probably been there. You guys, mad people, right? But this tops it off for me. We were in the hotel. We're staying in the Skyline in O'Condra, right?
Oh, fucking hell.
And there was a Domino's across the road, right? So the boys got all pizzas, and the boy's name was Conor McLaughlin and Kieran Riley.
Right.
Now, I don't know how they just freaky shit just start happening. You know, they're all twisted drunk. The boys are getting pizzas, shoving up their ass and eating it. That's how bad they got. Now, this is, lads, honestly, I couldn't believe my eyes. I swear, like, it was.
Was this like a day, or did you just go, do you know what I'm going to do?
I think it was about 8 o'clock at night. That's the scary thing.
Like, no, shove this pizza up my ass for you. Give it an extra 5.
You won't. Yes, you will.
Who won't? That's fucking brilliant. That is. So
there's a group chat we still put it in, like, it's called the Bomb Squad, because we're not there anymore, you know. So
that's fucking brilliant. I suppose we talk about our kind of League of Ireland stuff. So obviously you played for Galway, Longford.
Keep going.
Like, what are your thoughts on? and so on. But no, like, we asked this to people that have kind of went across and come back again. Then, did you kind of get a feeling that when you went across and then you came back, the eyes were nearly on you more to perform, or even in the dressing room, was it like the players might think, oh, who's this fucking prick coming back? Failed in England is what the thing is. Like, do you know what I mean?
I came back and signed for Bray, like, that was before, but that's when Bray were like struggling for money.
Yeah, I was there at the same time because I don't know.
He's a season ticket.
No, he might have been, yeah, I was there as a fan. No, he might have been there when it could have been a bit earlier. I think it was 2010. I was supposed to sign. It was Eddie Gormley was the manager.
No, Alan Match was the manager for me.
Right, so it was probably you were probably 2 years after me.
That's when the arse fell out of it. It was under Matthews.
Yeah.
A few years
How he
after.
still has a job, I don't know, but we'll say no more about that situation.
Yeah. So so look, that was that kind of Bray was fucking.
Well, it was horrible, like, because you have to chase your wages at the time, and I didn't want that. I just wanted to play football, you know. And look, I hated it. I had to go up and they'd leave you short. Oh, we pay you next week. Like, no, it's not the way it's gonna work, you know. So
it's livelihood at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I starting every week for them, and like I think we were rock bottom, and like, to be fair, they were paying me good money at the time.
Yeah,
and I chose them over clubs that I probably should have made a wise decision because they were like financially secure, you know.
Yeah.
You end up chasing them.
So like, what was the deciding factor on going to Bray? Like, was that just something that was like, was someone in your ear there, or was there like, there's always a pull from somebody?
There was a Cherry Orchard connection part of that, actually.
Right. Okay.
Barry O'Connor.
Barry O'Connor.
So there was Ray O'Toole, Jonathan O'Toole, and Keith O'Connor.
Yeah.
At the time, when Keith moved away to Australia, but his brother Barry, he was the assistant manager there at Bray. So I was out in Hope, remember going to walk, and he was just not ringing me, having a clue. It was him, and I just went with the flow.
Fair enough. So look, obviously, then you
looking back, I was a bit of a shy back then. I used to think I was Ronaldo with the cut socks, the tape on the wrist, and I was like, "What?" Looking back, what am I doing? Play football.
Which are like that's every young lad, isn't it? It's just whoever manages it the best always fucking
Ronaldo from Wish.
Well, it's gas, like, so obviously, we were talking a little bit earlier about Galway and Longford and stuff like that. Like, how was your time at them? Like, is there any, like, I suppose you'll probably stay in touch with a lot of them lads out in Galway and Longford. Like, is there any that you still kind of keep up to?
I speak to most of the boys. Like, I was a bit kind of disappointed how I finished at Longford, you know, after I'd say I turned up for the big games, you know, and got them promoted. I don't think anyone would disagree with me, you know. There was a good group of lads there that gave a lot of time and probably had to take a pay cut in terms of their own jobs to fulfill the training schedule. And I'll always respect them for that. And the older you get, you realise, geez, these lads are dedicated to it, you know, where I was just training in the morning. Or anyway, like, obviously with the COVID and all that, we stopped playing, and I was climbing the walls, I was playing Call of Duty till 4 o'clock in the morning, didn't know what I was doing. I was thinking, is this ever going to come back? Like, what am I going to do? You know, and I left, like, as I said, I left like junior cert. That was the only kind of qualification that I had. So I was like, geez, fuck, what am I going to do here? But I got kicking on again, and I said UCD was a great night. We won 3-2. I popped up with 2 goals, you know.
Oh, as you do.
As you do.
I was going to say to do that in a playoff and then to not be there for the Premier season, that must be. How did
I believe I played 8 games with them.
You played 8 at the start.
I get into that, don't worry. So we got promoted, but we knew I had a feeling we were going to beat Shells.
Yeah,
like Shells were a pub team at the time. They were on the paying players that are like finished past it, you know. And as soon as the boy got sent off, and even when we missed the penalty, I still knew we were going to win. I even tried a shot from halfway line. I don't know what I was doing, but I just tried it.
I think I remember saying that, actually.
Yeah, and I was like, and there was a wind, and I was like, gee, this thing is sailing. But like, I was buzzing. Like, I was so happy because some of the lads, like, there's a few boys that are from Longford, and like, I'd say he's watching this now. Luke Dennison's is from America. You know, his family didn't get to come over and watch it, but he hasn't done a lot in his career so far, but he got promoted. You know, he has that in his CV, and he's a good lad, you know, and hopefully he's number 1 this year. But the party in his house after, that's where we went to. And I think I went down for about 2 days.
I'd say that's some crack though, like getting the promotion and then going up and fucking, like, the promotion.
You know what disappoints me about it all? Like, you see in England, you see the championship playoff winners.
Yeah. You
don't get you get a bottle of water, see you later, good luck.
Yeah. There's no financial, it's always a financial thing here, isn't it? It's like that really needs to be addressed. Like,
it'd be a different situation if it was the Premier. Obviously, it's the Premiership, like, you know, of Ireland, but still, yeah, like, we defeated all odds there. No one thought we were we were shy that year. I finished 5th, and no one gave us the chance. But like to get promoted and defy all the odds, and then to not even get a medal or like I don't know,
just something would have been nice.
I got my jersey. I have that here. I gave my other one away, but yeah, and then we went into the Premiership.
Yeah, Conor, have you anything there before we move on to something else?
No, I'm just interested to hear about what happened after these 8 games then when you went up.
I'll tell you the truth, and I've never told anyone, like, this has never actually came out, but
it's exclusive, is it?
It is, yeah, and it actually made me really want to quit football, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I scored the first game of the season. I'm back in the Prem. We won beat 32-0. We drew 2 each against Bows. Played 8 games. We were then pushing on to the 8th game. We played St. Pat's. Pats are one of the best footballing teams in Ireland.
Yeah.
But when they're not at it, then they're there for the taking.
Yeah.
So I went in a half time, and we were not even. We were just parking the bus, and if you're gonna lose, you might as well give it a go, that was always my take on it.
Yeah.
So I had a kind of bit of a pop. I would never try fight anyone but I tried to pop. What are we doing here? Are we just gonna sit and take a battering for 90 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we ended up getting beaten 3-0. They turned up in the second half, but we always had a kind of a thing at the end of the games where we go out for a cool down, but it wouldn't be. We'd go out for a cool down, circle amongst ourselves, and talk about everyone else's performance or what we could do better. Which to me was just a load of shy, because you should look at yourself in the mirror and did you give enough? Yeah or no?
Yeah.
So I got a phone call from the manager today, 2 days later, saying, look, we're going to give you the weekend off. And I was like, why? I didn't do anything wrong. We're just going to give you the weekend off. And so I think they played Dundalk on a Monday. And I said, right, can I come down to watch the lads? No. And then training was on a Tuesday. He texted me saying, Joe, can I meet you on a Wednesday and we'll have a chat? Turned up to where the meeting point, 5 o'clock. Was in Swords. Never just rang me at 5 o'clock. I can't make it. I'm like, why? You live 2 minutes around the corner. I'm just busy. I've got stuff on. Could hear his child in the background. I'm after coming down my way.
That's shocking.
So that week went on. He says, look, don't turn up the training. There's another week went on, don't turn up again. And then I was like, what's going on here? Because it's 3 weeks without me training. I felt so isolated from the group. The lads on the team were like, what's going on? I haven't done anything wrong here, All I wanted to do was play football and win games. I got a phone call saying, yeah, look, you're not here anymore. See you later. Then I was left with basically fuck all.
And no reason? Was there a reason given then in the end? Or?
Look, I don't mind. See if a manager doesn't fancy you, just go up with the balls and just say how it is. I realised in football you're gonna have more no's than yes. Just get on with it. But after what I've done for them, I'm not expected to have the red carpet treatment, but a bit of respect and a bit of balls, But it's not as if they went on and done magical things. They were conceding 4 goals a game,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I would have helped them out, but I wanted it. I would have done anything I can to help the lads out because they were a good group of lads.
Yeah. Well, after doing that, you do just a simple fucking arm around the shoulder. Look, it's just not working out for us in terms of it's not what we want. You're not the right fit for us. That's all it takes. It hurt me
because I would have said I had a close relationship with the management team, and I played it, won them at the time, and he didn't even text me. And they were all saying, "Oh, we're going to try to get you a better player, better." And I did. I gave everything. But as soon as when you're not flavour of the month, they wouldn't even text you. He texted me the other day, funny enough, saying, "Keep the head down, blah." Good luck.
He probably saying you were coming on the podcast. Said, "Please don't tell me." Sorry.
I won't mention the name, but they know who they are.
That's bad form now.
Look, I left there, went to Galway. So I obviously mustn't have been that bad if one of the best players in the Irish history wanted to sign me. And I was never going to say no to John Caulfield, to be fair.
Yeah. What's that transition period like for you from going from being ousted from Longford basically behind your back almost with nobody really knowing to obviously, as you said, a legend like John Caulfield, multiple league winners, as a player and a manager coming out and saying we need you to play? What's that transition of emotions like for you?
It was mad because I remember him ringing me up and like it's scary. You always looking around. You say to yourself, "Right, I'm going to say this to him. I'm going to say that to him." You end up saying nothing. You don't. You're just sitting like yeah. Oh yeah, all right. So like there's two managers who I've kind of feared in my life. Terry Butcher's one, and John Caulfield's too. Like because what they've done in the game, you know.
Yeah.
And like when John speaks, I listen, you know, and it was no brainer to me, you know. Like Galway had the right setup. He brought me down, showed me everywhere, and I was like, Jesus, this is like Rovers have the proper setup, but this is probably up there, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I was never going to say no to them.
And you still commuting at Galway, or what's your?
No, I moved up there.
Look?
No, we were full time up there. So, yeah, I was full time every Monday, Tuesday in the gym in the mornings as well. Wednesday I would off, Thursday, and then play Friday, and we train on Saturday, and then I would go home. You know, he didn't really like that as a manager. That's the kind of a manager he is. He likes to know where everyone is, and his man management skills are like unbelievably good. Yeah, I think anyway. And yeah, look, I wanted to go home at times because I used to have a little part-time job I do on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So hope the tax man not looking now.
So I just wanted we'll jump on to something that everybody I suppose is fucking wanting to hear about, and you probably know what I'm going to talk about. But I'll just jump on to a couple of comments in there that I'll just run through that we've been neglecting. So apologies for neglecting everyone. Dead Man Walking predictions for Friday, lads. Rovers and Pats. I'd say Rovers will probably beat them. I know Pats are coming off a high on the fucking after the cup win, but I think Rovers have too much quality there. What do you think?
The cream always rises to the top. I think Rovers will win about 2 or 3-0 to be fair.
Yeah, Conor, what do you reckon?
Looking forward to seeing Aaron Doyle back in the league and seeing what he can do for Pats. He's been doing well in pre-season so far, but yeah, I agree. I think Rovers still have too much for them.
Cool. So we have another one in Liam McD. If you could play for any stadium in the world, I presume that means if you could play in any stadium in the world, what would it be?
I wonder where he's got the pick.
I think I wonder. Yeah, I didn't.
Did you see the atmosphere at Celtic Park on Wednesday?
Outrageous.
Like, I'd be scared. Like I would just look at the fans and sing the songs.
Well, are you friends with, or would you know? I'm not saying you're friends with him, but you know, like Scalesy and stuff. Then obviously he was.
No, but Conor Kearns is. I used to,
yeah.
When there was links there, I was like, "How's he going?" Because obviously, like Celtic, I was like, "Get him there," like because we at the time we were shite last year, you know, and we'll take anyone to improve our squad. Like, and at the start, I was a bit like wary, but he's done well to be fair. You know, he started to come on leaps and bounds there. I'd like to see him as centre half. That's where I'd like to see him.
Yeah.
I don't rate that Starfeld, you know, but yeah, Celtic Park, obviously.
Yeah. So sorry, just a couple in here. Luke Dennison, I presume you know Luke, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Is this your best mate? Is it?
No, look, this is like Luke came out from America,
right?
And I was relating to this like as myself. Like I came when I was over at England, so I was trying to help him out.
Yeah,
you know, because he had no friends, and he still has no fucking friends.
He has no friends if he's watching this.
So, sorry, because I think he was taking the piss out earlier, and I put him into a timeout, so I wasn't sure whether he was fucking with you now or not. I can see now, obviously, you know.
No, but I've helped him out a lot, like, and
yeah,
look, we rub off each other, and I got him down to Galway, and I was living with him, and clean freak.
How about the bus ride home from Cork, and then come on, Joe, how was the housing? So yeah, he's just throwing in a few comments there. I don't know.
You're obviously living with him in Galway, then, were you?
Yeah, but if you want to know about the bus ride home from Cork, we got beat to Cove. I think it was Cove. I said, here, fuck this. Like the bus ride home, like I just said, I'm getting a load of cans here and just getting absolutely slaughtered. And I was the only person. I was like, I swear to God, I was the only person. It was good laughing. Look, there was a good group there, you know, and look, hopefully he gets number one spot this year.
Right, so look, obviously 2014, cash their mind back. This is obviously something that people were just going fucking mad for. Something I think completely blown out proportion, and look, stupid shit happens. You sent a tweet out back in 2014, never thinking that anyone would ever see it for the rest of your life.
To bite me in the arse.
And then obviously you had signed for Portadown, and some sad, or keep it PG, some person obviously went back through the archives and found this tweet. Look, obviously we know what happened at the contract. Was it actually at a signed stage you were signed and then they pulled the contract?
Looking back on the tweet, like I obviously made a mistake. I was young, I was naive, and did I think like I got punished for it? Like I knew Inverness weren't gonna keep me on, like, you know, and that's the reason why I came back to Ireland. But like I got the jail for that years ago.
Really? Yeah.
People don't really know a lot about it, like what happened over there. But, and the manager at the time, John Hughes, took me under his wing and helped me out, you know, because I was stupid. Like you might as well put a gun to your head and shoot you, like, because that volatile over there, you know.
Yeah.
So it's basically cutting yourself in half, like, because obviously one side's Rangers and one side's Celtic, you know.
Yeah.
So I was stupid, and like the club suspended me, sent me home, and like I apologized to them, and they done everything. Like, and did I think it would come back to bite me in the arse? No.
You don't. What? It's 2014. It's 6 years.
8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Yeah. So you're what? You're 20 or so. So like you're probably watching. Like, I know the tweet, and you're obviously watching something on the TV and make a comment on something you're watching literally on TV, and all of a sudden then it's come back, like. So it's just one of them things that fucking I think. Again, it happen. You see it happening even nowadays because we live in a snowflake generation where everyone's offended by everything.
The social media has a lot of part to play in it, like.
Yeah,
and like I've made a few mistakes in my time with social media, but like I'll be very wary on it going forward. Like, and I'd encourage young lads to be careful of it as well, because they can affect your career, maybe even with, not just in football, just in a job as well.
But especially when you've been, as you said, you've been punished already for this, for it to come back, as you said, so many years later, is you've learned your lesson already 8 years ago, but you can't learn your lesson twice, I suppose, onto it, and for it to come back up out of context of obviously what you were either watching or viewing or whatever it was.
It was Ross Kemp.
Ross Kemp.
It was Ross Kemp.
Yeah, that's Ross Kemp.
Didn't want to call out.
No, wasn't it? Grant Mitchell, wasn't it? Grant Mitchell from
Grant Mitchell.
Sorry, just one comment I was just laughing at there. That came in. Sure, look, Zuma started tonight for West Ham after throwing his cat around the gaff. That's actually a fucking shocking video as well. So, look, I don't know. Like, is there anything else you want to even say on that? It happened like
the Portadown thing was it was tough, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was offered a new contract at Galway. We just couldn't agree a deal.
Yeah.
And I'll never hold any sour grapes to any of them. I hope they do well this year. Like, I love all of them down there, good lads. I still keep in contact with them, you know.
Yeah.
But I got offered a good contract up there, and everything was agreed.
Yeah.
You know, and I actually was in bed with COVID, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Like, manager had international clearance, was all sorted, everything, boom. They asked me to play against Limavady in the Irish Cup, FA Cup kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I got COVID, and I was in bed, and I actually watched the game. I was to ring the manager after. He was asking me to get players down from Ireland, up to Portadown.
Yeah.
And like, I was trying to help improve the team, you know.
Yeah.
And I was only going there to help them, like, you know. I wasn't going there to start rebellion or whatever, you know.
Political shit. Yeah.
If you look at it now, they're sinking quicker than the Titanic.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly,
So but I think I just wanted to go up there and play football.
Yeah.
So and look, it's how it happened. I seen someone followed me on Facebook from Portadown. I was like, oh, he just must have heard that I was signing there. I put a and then my phone went bing, 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 bing. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, they announced me as a sign, and look, everything was agreed. You know, so it's a bit of a touchy situation. You know.
Yeah, well, don't say that. That's gonna get yourself into trouble. Just go to the.
Oh yeah, I've learned my lesson from that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so
he's already tweeting about it.
Yeah.
And I've requested to get verified from all these people, and they're not. They still would decline me.
What do you got to do? Like,
you know what I mean? But I remember watching, like, I was in bed and I was watching the RT News, and there I am on the RT News, like, I'm like, fuck's sake, like, this is 8 years ago, like 8 years ago, I remember it was on every front page of every paper
Yeah.
Like apparently in Belfast, my friends were telling me you're hot property up there, like, you know.
Really, yeah.
And I was like it's absolutely crazy. And the way they kind of treated it was poor, like, you know. But credit, like the manager at the time, Match Tipton, he was speaking to me. He said, "Look, I still want you to play for the club. Like, I think you're a great player, and I think you can do well for us." And that's all I wanted to hear. Just let me come down and play, like, because my days were coming up of finishing with COVID, and I was eager to get up there, like, and just play. I think I didn't play any game for 2 months, so I was a bit scared of going up there, like. So the Christmas belly was still there.
Yeah. So, I might say 3 years ago, I haven't got rid of
it. So it was quite tough, like, and sure the rest is history. But
so look, it's worked out, and you've signed for Treaty now, who are obviously newcomers into kind of Division 1 in League Ireland. So, like, how do you find that setup? Have you been down? So where are you at with them now? Have you been down to obviously meet the lads, or where are you?
Look, Tommy rang me, and as I said earlier on, I was like, just one thing from a manager: just be honest. If I had a shit game, Yeah, Tommy's probably the most honest person that I've met, you know, and straight down the middle. And he goes, "Look, listen, you come in, you play well, you keep your spot." He's like, "We're not gonna like give you thousands of quid a week, because that's not how we do it. I'll be reasonable if you're reasonable with me." And I'm like, where are these managers? Where have these been? Like, you know.
All you want.
And I respected that, and that's the first thing I said to my family when I got off the phone. I respect that. So I've been in there 3 or 4 times now. I played a game against Waterford the other day. We played in the Munster Senior Cup.
Yeah.
You got an assist or something?
Yeah, I got an assist.
Ooh.
I'm not just keeping
clean.
Adding strings to his bow. Look at him.
You know, Robin Hood. You know?
That's 3 points in the fantasy there for you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so but like there's a good group of lads there, and like I'm starting something outside of football now, and like before upskill a little bit, and I'm Tommy's willing to do that, and I still have a little job on the side, so I'm looking forward this year ahead. You know, it's exciting times ahead, and I'm gonna feel like I have a few people to prove wrong. Like,
let's go there. That's always going to keep that kind of hunger in the belly, like to prove some wrong. Like,
I think I owe it to myself, though. You know,
be
the ultimate professional this year and give it a good go. And like, I'm in the gym every day. I'm feeling fit. Like before I came here, like I was out training with my friend.
We saw you before you jumped on. You got the bottle of Ballygowan and just poured it all over your head.
Matt's got the heat on full blast.
You might have get a bottle of water. You walked up. You should see him in the background throwing it all over his head.
That was vodka.
You don't waste the vodka.
Look, we're going to wrap it up there. So just before we do, just a couple of quick comments there. Just from Alfie. Good luck with Treaty Joe. How do you think Galway will do this season? Just a quick one on that. What do you reckon? Relegation?
No. Look, I think if you're full time in the first division, you should be thereabouts.
Yeah.
You know, the reason with Galway last year, they didn't really have anyone to put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
Like, I conceded 3 goals there with them last year in 15 games, which is quite good. Like, we're a good.
Not bad, is it?
Yeah, it's all right. Like, you know, so they're well structured there. Like, they have everything there to be a very good club.
Yeah.
So, look, as I said, I'll never wish bad in a club, but I hope they do well this year. But when we play against them, there'll be no love lost anyway. Let's put it that way.
Love it. Yeah. Next one is from Danny Broderick, Stone Cold Sting.
He is the strength and conditioning coach for Galway.
That's classic. Stone Cold. I fucking love that one. Next one, Danny, you are some man.
Luke's just trying to get back to Galway.
Sorry, we already had that one. Quality podcast, lads.
Where's Luke gone back to Longford?
Do not ask him to go on this podcast.
Luke,
is he at Longford? Is he?
He's all about Trump this, and you know.
I love Trump. Trump's my favorite. Huge.
You know, just a guy want to come for soda.
If you get to the show, you can let us know your side of the story.
Yeah, Luke, you haven't really got a word in there, so get on to us there, and we'll get.
What he needs to do first is start up some Twitter controversy, and then we'll bring him on.
Yeah, exactly. Right, look, Joe. Massive thanks for coming on. We're gonna leave it at that. Look, if you wanted, we'll get you on in a couple of months' time. And you can give us an update on how things are going down there as well. So we won't hold you that, but we'll leave it open because we really enjoy
that Treaty promoted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hopefully we're talking to you maybe the night of getting promoted and a few beers on you or something like that. You know, get you to call in live on the podcast.
Wait till I go off this camera now. I'm going to say about 6.
Right, look, we're gonna end it there. So, Conor, nice for joining me as well.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thanks very much.
right. All right. So, look, everybody that is watching, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you like us, share it around with your friends, because we have loads more stuff coming up. Who have we got on? We have Jay Daly on next week from the United Stand podcast. Jay's a massive United fan, so
they're one all at Burnley at the moment with 10 minutes left.
Lovely. I'm hoping we get a loss here for United because Jay doesn't fucking hold any punches back. So so look, thanks everyone for watching, and we will see everybody same time next week, Tuesday at 8:30. Cheers.